Inglewood, California. We have producer and DJ SoCal. He just released an album with the legendary lyricist XP the Markxman and BroGawd entitled Black and Brown Business, making his waves now with a gorgeous vinyl. We're going to bring him in and talk to him about the new project, plus all of the other work that he's been doing. Let's bring him in.
What's going on, brother?
Peace, my brother. Salute.
How's it
It's an
going,
honor
man?
to have you on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm
You
glad
know,
to be here, man.
thank you, my brother. Thank you for making the time. I know you've been busy DJing, going all over the place, Detroit, up north, Cali, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You're really making moves, but you just dropped a new project with the mighty XP the Markxman, an incredibly dope lyricist, BroGawd, entitled Black and Brown Business. Dope concept, dope album cover. Talk to us about the production and working with these two artists.
Well, when it comes, so let me start with XP. When I first met XP, that was like years ago. I think I was around the time I was dropping me and Marv One's album at the time. I heard some of his joints, and I'm like, wow. I'm thinking like, is he like Puerto Rican? Like he's rapping from a New York style, but I found out he's from LA.
Yeah.
Mexican. I'm like, oh wow. So I hit him up and we talked, and we just been talking since then. I ran into him at the Garden Grove in Long Beach. We was opening for Slum Village. It's funny because I'm with the DJ at Slum Village here at the studio now. I ran into XP, the Marksman, and he was with Edomat Assassin. So, and me and Spence, we introduced ourselves, we talked and everything, and from there, we kept communicating, and I was like, yo, listen, I got these tracks, you know what I'm saying? Let's work, that's the MiJo Tape.
Yeah, because that's a whole other project you did with him, which is a dope project too.
Right, so we did the MiJo Tape, and then I was on the phone with BroGawd, and I was like, yo, BroGawd, I think you should work with XP the Markxman. And he was like, I heard of him, man, in due time. So he always would say that. And then I put BroGawd in XP's ear. And so one day he called me while me and BroGawd was on the phone, and I tapped him in. And then that's how Black
just happened. You were just happened to be on the phone, and you're like, yo, I've been telling you guys.
And then once they got on, I was like, yo, XP, BroGawd, XP. I stepped back. Yo, let's do Black and Brown Business. Yo, SoCal, do what you do. Took 2 weeks to producing it. Now, when it comes to the sound, I take Black and Brown Business that title, that subject very personal. Yeah. To the fact, coming up in LA. Yeah. How Black and Brown really was. So knowing XP also understand that also. Yeah. So I wanted to tap into the sound, the feeling of you getting a Los Angeles sound, but also comparing it with Rochester sound.
Yeah.
If you go back and think and remember, one of the first albums that collaborate with Los Angeles Rochester was Muggs and Etho.
Oh, that's good.
So I referred to the format to where, like, okay, give them drumless, give them semi, give them drums. Let them both, they're both welcoming into each other's homes. I got to create that atmosphere.
That's really dope.
So, and definitely studying that, okay, BroGawd is laid back, but he can raise an octave if you want to. And XP's the same way. You got to give him the right soundscape. But I knew they was going to play off each other very well. It was like, that's why 2 weeks, here's the tracks. They was in love with it, and you got Black and Brown Business.
That's dope, man. So this really was you putting the pieces together, and obviously they came and did their thing, but you really orchestrated the making of this album beyond the production. It was actually the introduction, the production, everything, right?
It was more on. It's kind of like you see before it happened, like what's going to happen. A lot of my peers get mad at me. It's like, yo, SoCal, you just slow down, man. Like, I don't know what lens you looking through, but you need to like slow down, man, because I don't see what you're saying right now. And I'm like, bro, it's like it's a gift and a curse. But you just gotta ride with me on this one. Like, listen, when I thought of XP, when I thought of BroGawd, I'm like, that is an undeniable, hands down, dope album right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
definitely. Oh man, Black and Brown. BroGawd came up with the name Black and Brown Business.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm running with that.
And it's like the timing of it right now feels a little extra special too.
Right. XP will always say it's bigger than the project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's bigger. It's a message out there that needs to be told. You know, definitely coming from an actual black and brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of mixed with both, so I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
So, you know, but what they did was amazing. It was, I tell XP and I told Broke, I'm like, yo, what y'all did with that project, y'all, oh my God, it was amazing. You know,
That's
so
dope, man.
I gotta definitely give props to XP for taking out, he had a busy schedule, but he made time for it.
That's dope.
And I definitely gotta give props to BroGawd because also Year Jordan, also shout out to Year Jordan, he the one that mixed and mastered the album.
Yeah.
So with the
That's incredibly important. That's like that's that sauce that sometimes if it's not right, you'll know it's not right.
exactly. Exactly. So I'm definitely my bad. I don't know what my phone was doing. Um yeah, so I'm definitely am proud of what I did. I'm definitely proud of what they did, you know. So it's a forever masterpiece. That's what I try to aim for as a producer. Create
Yeah.
master.
That's dope, man. And it currently has limited run vinyl. If you could talk to us a little bit about where people can listen to it, where they can cop merchandise and things like that.
Yeah, so if you go on my IG, my page and my link in my bio, you can get the vinyl record off the page. So you can purchase
Dope.
it delivered straight to you. It's limited because we are planning to make a deluxe right after. You know,
That's
some
dope.
tracks that didn't make the album, not because it wasn't dope, it was BroGawd with his mastermind actually set the track list to where it's so cohesive, it's like undeniable. So
Yeah.
how he did it, you know, because when you think of collaboration on albums, you think, okay, both artists got to be on every track together.
Yeah.
To where even the intro, you supposed to hear. I know some of y'all thought y'all was gonna hear XP and BroGawd, but how he panned the whole project out cohesively was like, wow, it's never been done like this before,
Yeah.
but it sounds so beautiful at the
Yeah.
same
It
time.
is beautiful.
So
That's dope. And then now you gave us a little Easter egg. You mentioned the deluxe. How much about that can you share?
all I can say is it's worth it's gonna be worth it's gonna be worth your time
Dope.
when you listen to it. You know, we're still it's still in the air what they want to do. It's going to be done. It's just figuring out how we're going to do it. Could it be features? Could it be no features, or what? But do I need to go back and do into production and redo the production or whatever? But it's gonna be very special
Yeah.
with the deluxe
Yeah. That's
project.
dope, man. Congratulations to you and the XP and the Bro God with a phenomenal album that's making waves, you know what I'm saying, and making noise.
Right.
Um you're out right now. I think you're in Detroit. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm in Detroit right now. Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and it's you. Given the company you're with, it sounds like you're doing some music stuff. Anything that you got coming that you want to share with folks?
Well, right, I'm in Detroit because I met with the Queen. It was an honor meeting her, Boog Brown from Detroit. She worked with Rhapsody. She has worked with Apollo Brown. Um, a lot of people. Oh man, she's a beautiful person, beautiful soul. It was just an honor working with her. So we are in the making of making a project album.
That's dope.
So yeah, man. So we chopped it up. You know, we felt each other's vibe, and yeah. And trust me, I gave her all the flowers I can give her at the
That's
time.
so
So
dope.
Yeah,
And
so
you know what's crazy
I,
is Detroit's a music, it's a music town, or it has been. I mean, that's Motown, right? But like hip hop, it's got a lot, it's got a lot of hip hop talent with Slum Village, obviously, but you mentioned many right there, right? Apollo Brown and obviously so many other artists that have left their mark on the world and on hip hop
right.
right there from where you're at right now.
So when I walked, so first time being in Detroit, I had Dagger, who was like I said, is producer slash DJ for Slum Village. Um, he took me around Detroit. I wanted to see Detroit. So last night was you see some of my posts on where I was at. It was beautiful people and
Yeah.
just a beautiful moment to where it's like you see two DJing a show and they both are like excited for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like you see people in different race and different backgrounds, whatever, all coming together just bonding.
Yeah.
You know, um, yeah, man. It's yeah, in
They
Detroit.
show
I'm
love
finding
in
out.
Detroit. They show a lot of
Yeah,
love.
and I'm finding out they big on artwork and monuments. And I didn't know people can sing. Like Dad, my boy Daddy started singing. I'm like, man, you can sing? And he's like, oh, this person right here, she can sing too. Let me hear. You know when most people say they can sing, you probably get like, all right, they can hold a note. Nah, they can really sing. I'm like, yo, y'all, they do it with easy. So it's like Detroit is a beautiful place to do music at.
Yeah.
You know, I've been told some of the owners here at the studio, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be my main home studio when I come to Detroit. You
Wow.
know, because um, I'm working with other artists from Detroit. I'm working from Marv One, that's my
Yeah.
big bro,
Yeah.
um, and I'm working with Jalen Frazier, Lena
Dope.
making and doing a project.
Dope.
Um, I'm about to lock in with Pallavi. That's Quest McCody's partner, homeboy, and and me and Bug. So
You'll be stamping that getting them plane tickets. Freak of flyer miles.
listen, I might need to start driving over here though from now on though.
Yeah.
It's a nah. Detroit is definitely a beautiful place to come visit, and definitely if you're a
Dope.
producer, rapper, singer, or just a Renaissance type of person,
Yeah.
you got to come to Detroit. You got to come to Detroit. It's words. I can't even think words about Detroit. It's just like one of the yeah. It's one of those places you got to come to.
I know that when I've done interviews with artists from Detroit, like I think recently I had Bronze Nazareth, and the amount of love you can, because there's one thing where there's like fans and people watching and people posting and stuff like that, but there's another type of community love that you experience with certain
Right.
artists. Right, it happened to me with Ito. Also, it happened with Bronze Nazareth. Detroit shows up. They share it, post it. There's a community that being here in LA, you notice it like in other little hubs that they love and share and support each other beyond the music fans around the world, right? Like right
Right.
there in Detroit, they uplift each other.
Right. And they always support each other. It's a very family oriented environment. And you'd be surprised who you run into. Like I always tell people, never knock anybody that you run into. Just because you think you at this place or whatever, like you never know who. It's all about who you know. The more I'm starting learning, I learn about this game. The more I start learning about the business, it's all about who you know. The biggest thing they wanted some of the guys saying the biggest thing they loved about me was I will always invest.
Yeah.
They say you understand and practice the art of investing to where people will do business with you, will deal with you. You
Yeah.
know, and I always try to tell people if you're spending, like you're not gonna get nothing out of it. Investing takes strategic thought and planning. Communication. What makes sense. Sometimes your idea is not going to work, or how you do it over here might not work over here. You know, it's sometimes basically your pride cannot be in the way.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you jeopardize your morals or go against what you stand on, but
Mhm.
also you got to learn how to like, all right, let me compromise this. All right, sure, I used to do it like this, but you know what? For this point, I do it like this. That's
Yeah.
how you get better. If anybody want to know how do you make it, it's that. It's
That's
really that. And being
the
genuine.
ability to adapt.
And being genuine. That's the number one thing. When it comes to independence, you know, your word, your name means everything. That's
Yeah.
all you got in this world. You know, as a man. Well, as a man, my mother
Yeah.
always say your word, your name, and your balls. You're gonna be born with it,
Yeah.
and you're gonna die with it. Keep
Yeah.
all three clean. You know, so keep all three clean. So so when I
That's
always
but there's so much not. If you do that, you're good.
you're good to where you can say, yo, XP, work with so and so. Knowing that his prices are like whew,
And they're
but off the strip,
going
like yo,
up. Yesterday's price, how's it go?
today's price is
Yesterday's price,
today's
not
price, not
today's
yesterday's price.
price. Yeah.
And his price will continue to go up because XP's always finding ways to move up. You know, and also the biggest thing is realize where you at. Sometimes step back and look at where you at. It took 5 years for me to step back and be like, yo, I'm in the same table as an XP or a J Royale or a Jazoe or a Dagger or whatnot or a
Yeah.
Marv One. And that's when you can say, okay, I feel entitled because I earned it,
Yeah.
not because I feel like I can get it. It's a difference,
Yeah.
you know. You gotta. It's all about accolades. It's all about resume. It's all about how you do business. It also depends on how you are. You might not be a great producer, but if you got a genuine heart, somebody will sit there like, let me show you something.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. So it's the small things, man. But nah, man.
The,
The MiJo Tape, the Black and Brown, and a fun fact about that. Me and Bro got an album before me and XP got an album called Manifest a Pack.
yeah.
So now we got a tape called MiJo Tape. Now I got both projects with both guys I produced for, which both of those projects tied in, and they didn't know nothing about each other at the time.
That's so dope. So you had the one project with BroGawd, the other MiJo tape. You built with each of them independently. Then you brought them together for this masterpiece of an album.
Right,
So
right. So yeah, man, I love it, man. Yeah, it's that. I'm very proud of how that project came out.
yeah,
Proud.
it's a dope project. But you've been really busy, very prolific. You know, you've got the recent project you did with Spence the God, right? You've got many projects, Cage, Targaryen, right? You've got talk to us about some of the other work you've been doing outside of this new album that you just dropped.
Wow. So
There's a
what?
lot there, a lot
I'm,
of
a, I'm,
video work,
yeah.
right?
I'm gonna keep this. Okay, so I'm starting with my brother. It's only right. Starting with my brother Spence the God, right? So that project Seven Virtues, that's one of my important favorite project because, like I said, that we families involved when it comes to me and him. It's
Yeah.
bigger than music.
Oh,
So that project, I knew where he was at, and I knew where it was coming from when he wrote it. He's like the only artist, MC, that I know what to do. I can produce with my eyes closed, and I know he's going to kill it. You know. So Seven Virtues is really it's slept on a lot because there's not a lot of marketing, and it was like last minute.
yeah.
But that project is something like you really got to put your ears to, because with his pen is, oh my god, impeccable. Uh, Another project, Dizzy
Yeah.
Disaster. Um,
Yeah.
we dropped Self Assassination. That's part of the album we got coming out. So uh, that one, when I made that beat, that's like one of my favorite beats I made out of the album because I knew he was going to do that. It's like I know you about to spaz on it, which is doing very well. Our next single we got coming out is me and Dizzy featuring Rusty Jux and Marv One.
That's crazy.
The single. We got that coming out next. Another project I'm working on is up next is J Royale. Me and J Royale been locked in for like last year. We actually got a single done. I'm just waiting for him to release it, which is him and Cage Targaryen. Uh,
That's so Crazy.
Yeah.
That's such a good pairing too.
It's funny. He called me. He's like, yo, Sean, yo, listen, I need you to hear this track real quick. I'm like, all right, Jay. I hear it, and then I'm like, yo, this voice sounds so familiar. It was my boy Cage. Speaking of Cage, we dropped the album, I think 2023, that I'm just revamping now, called The Art of Combos. And around that time, he was going through a divorce.
Wow.
And it's 9 tracks particularly, because those are 9 emotions every man goes through. You know, because I can relate to it. But him being from the Bronx and from New York, and with his strong New York accent and raspy, is like, oh yeah, I know where to go with it. So I'm giving him 9 elements of New York style of hip hop
So
vibe. Um, and another project, well, J Scott the Illest, I got a project coming out with him. Um, Jalen Frazier, I got a project coming out with him. Mickey Bourbon, I got a project coming with him. Edom Assassin, I got a project coming with him. Um, who else? I'm trying to think. Oh, King Creole, that's an R&B neo soul album. I got coming out with him. Me and Marv doing another album in May. So I'm coming back out here in May, and I got to come back out here in June to finish up me and Bugs. I'm trying to think.
that's a
Oh,
that's
bro,
a
cousin.
that's amazing though. I mean, you and not only is it prolific, these are all heavy spitters.
Right, right. Even BroGawd's cousin, Just Dave, Dirty Souls, is dropping this year that we worked on for 3 years, which is I think is going to be the standout album. The standout album. Me and Sky Zoo locked in for a project. Um, yeah, I'm right now. I'm all over the place. If I forget names, pardon me, but um, I'm locked in so many projects, but I'm having fun doing it though.
Yeah.
I've perfected to where start off with 7 tracks. I can do 7 tracks within 2 hours because I have a relationship with these artists. So,
Yeah,
boom, here's your 7 tracks.
if you can expand on that a little bit for, producers and people that are very interested in the production aspect of it. If you could talk to us a little bit about your creative process, how you produce, maybe what you use, what tools you're using.
Okay, so the biggest thing when it comes to producing, well, I always call myself a beat maker first, and then I step into the producer side.
Okay.
Um, so as a beat maker, I always do what I feel. I never use I tell my son, I tell everybody this, I don't use my ears. I use my heart and I use my brain. So my brain would let me know, like, if I'm gonna should I do 2 tracks out of this one sample? Because I felt 2 different beats on this, or
Yeah.
should I? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I use this to
Yeah.
think. I use this to hear and feel. Um, when it comes to producing a track, I will first and foremost communicate and talk with the artist. It would take me 10 minutes within the conversation what I know I need to produce. I try to hear at least 5 emotions from the artist while talking. Because that's when, before any music is played, any beats are made, we're having a conversation. You at your natural state.
Yeah.
So we're talking. I'm listening. I'm listening. Okay, he said this way. Okay. Oh, when he's mad, he say this way. Okay, so he's saying the bar here. Okay, I know he's up. I know he's happy because when he said this in this conversation. Okay, so I need to put a drop here. Okay, his rhythm is okay. So he likes to talk a lot. So that means he's very um. That means he's gonna bar this beat to death.
Yeah.
Or he's very intelligent. So this is going to be a conscious type of project. Or I can tell by the sound of his voice, he's going through pain right now. He's angry. You can tell by the tone of his voice. Okay, so this got to be dark and grimy,
Yeah.
Or he's Puerto Rican like this. He's Puerto Rican, so he's going to do the most right
Yeah.
now. So like, boom, I'm going to get. So it's all about communication, getting to know the artist, catering to the artist, caring about the artist.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a high level of emotional intelligence in your production. Yet you're very empathetic. You're trying to create it for them. You're trying to tailor make. You know what I'm saying? The beat for them, but you're learning about them through your high level of emotional intelligence. This is
right.
fascinating. Your approach is Amazing.
It's bringing back what hip hop was at one point. Like I said, I studied from OGs. I studied from I, the people I'm working around now. That's the era we looked up to. It's about
Yeah.
pull up. If you want to work, pull up. If I want to work with Booger, hey, come. You gotta come to Detroit.
Yeah.
It's about out the trunk, pop the trunk, out the trunk, handing CDs over, communicating with the consumers. That's how
Yeah.
you create fans. You know, um, it's really about caring. I know my biggest attribute in life as a man is that I love and care very much for
Yeah.
people in general. You know, so that's the one thing I use with this production. That's the only thing that works.
Yeah.
Is being genuine. Creating a canvas for the painter. I gotta understand the painter is left-handed or right-handed. I'm not gonna get a painter a canvas that's sewn from left to bottom right. I mean, corner like top right to bottom left if he's left-handed.
Yeah.
When he starts with the left, I'm wasting time. You
Yeah.
know, I really tried to get out of hearing artists saying, "I gotta let the beat tell me what to do." In my mind, that's not logical. If that's the case, then you're going to sound like everybody else. So,
Yeah.
what I do is create music that they can hear themselves in. This is for you. I want to be able to say, yo, this is a Boog Brown type beat, or this is a Spence to God type beat. This is an XP type of beat. Like, that's what I'm looking for. It's not really about me. I put myself last
Yeah.
because I already know my name's going to be on the ticket.
Yeah.
It's just making it about them because I care about y'all. This is for you. This is something that I want you. The main thing I ask all artists to go to their 7-year-old version of themselves, and when they fell in love with hip hop, what do y'all always dream to do when it comes to this music? Because some artists get caught up on what the fans want, so they continue to give what the fans want, and sometimes they get lost on what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's why we missed the mixtape era. Because the mixtape era, okay, we got to sign a deal. Yo, before we do that, man, let's do what we got to do.
Yeah.
And that's why how Lil Wayne blew up.
Yeah.
He did what something you read besides J Electronica, but he did something that you didn't hear from Louisiana.
Yeah.
You know, and
Right.
that's what I want. I want them to be themselves. Like I told XP, I don't want an XP the Markxman on this track. I want Joseph. Yo, I don't want Cage. I want
So,
Michael. You know, because when I'm not producing the SoCal, I'm producing this right. So
yeah.
let's let our brands be the brands. But I want the person. What do you want? I want you to give me you. And that's why every project hits. That's the
Yeah.
key. You know, now the biggest project, the main project I'm very proud of is me and Jazoe. The
Talk
lonely
to us about the Jazoe joint.
listen. That project, wow. That project was very genuine. It's very heartfelt. Um, I was blessed to be able to every stage Jazzo was going through at that time. I was there. I was like there around. I was around.
Yeah.
You know, conversations and stuff. Him do his surgery with his voice when it comes from raspy, and that's the dope part about it. I got him where right before he got the
You got
surgery, I got him right with his
both.
yes. So, well, there's only one track is after the surgery. The rest of this track is right before surgery. So I'm like, perfect. I got the exact sound that I want. But I understood what he was going through. And that's when I was like, you know what, bro, I'm gonna produce a project for you. I want you to release all that pain out.
Yeah.
You know, I want you to release all that out. And Lonely Wolf, that's when I made the pro intro. I know you hear the intro when he plays the ads of the promo. That's exactly how I envisioned his pain, just like that, you know. Um, but that project, we got some dope features on there. You know, XP the Markxman, of course, Silver and Gold. I had to get her on there. Sidney Poitier, he's on there. Danos, he's on there.
Oh,
I think Echo was on. I'm not sure. We tried to get E on there, but it was squeezing it. We were squeezing it. So I was like, all right, we'll just do a project. So, but that project, he's very proud of it. He's very, very proud of it. I'm proud of him. I'm like, this moment is his moment.
yeah.
So that's how I came to this project. This is Jazoe's moment.
That's so dope. And now that project's completed,
Yes, it's done.
and
It's done.
yeah, you guys figuring out the rollout.
Yeah, so basically, October 25th is the listening party in Southgate. Uh, and it's going to be very exclusive, which you're
I
invited. I know
appreciate you, brother.
you're
Thank you.
definitely invited. But it's going to be, we got a couple of acts that's going to perform, you know, Spence, E, XP, a couple of low life guys, which is not solidified yet, but I think everybody will know. And then me and Jazoe going to perform the whole listening party.
That's dope.
You know, um, like I said, it's just one of those things that you can be you can show some type of empathy when somebody is grinding, and you see their ups and
Yeah,
downs,
yeah,
and you see people that's there for them that's not there for them,
yeah.
and you can just see it, but you can relate to it. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna pour everything that's in me into this.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
That's dope.
So even I told him, bro, I know this show, I know it's us because of the album, but bro, it's really about you.
That's dope.
That's because he's a brother. That's a brother,
Yeah,
a real good brother, man. So
yeah,
yeah, but nah, man. But when it comes to producing, my bad. I know I went
yeah.
there.
No, this is. I mean, this is so dope because not only are you taking this like behind the scenes of your process, but we're sprinkling in their upcoming projects and behind the scenes on that album. I mean, this is gold. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And also, like, and if I just one question you asked me, I meant to go back, is the process of making it.
Yeah,
So I would sit here for 2 hours and listen to mad songs, like vinyls. I let the vinyls run
yeah,
for 2 hours. Walk around, eat, clean up, whatever. Hold my daughter, hold my son, see if I get some type of vibe. And if something might click, and I'm like, okay. And I let it play, let it play, let it play. And once that, I pull it and I just go with how I feel. If I'm in a good mood at that moment, you might get an up tempo beat.
yeah,
My wife pissed me off just now, and then I'm in a bad mood. You might get a dirty, grimy beat.
yeah.
That's how you got self assassination. Because I feel like I want to off myself because my wife got me doing everything in in
Right.
one
I'm
moment.
married too, bro. I'm
So,
married too. I know.
so, and sometimes like today was kind of unique. It was dope that, man, listen, today I wish I had my camera on all day. So last night, as part of the process of me producing, I was out in Detroit. Beautiful, beautiful night. I went to sleep. And I woke up. The first song that Detroit, the experience last night got me feeling was Gap Band, Yearning for My
Yeah,
Love. So I'm like, why am I hearing this song in my head till I'm walking around and I'm singing the song. So I'm playing the song. I'm in the studio with legends.
yeah,
While they're talking, I'm over here listening to the song over and over again. And I'm like, my heart, no, 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 no. She like, what are you doing over there? And I'm like, I'm listening to the sample because I want to chop this bridge. And
yeah,
she was like, how you gonna chop the bridge? Like now she's intrigued. Or like she's seeing the behind the scenes what SoCal do, and she's just asking mad questions, and then everybody else is giving insight. And they said that's kind of dope because you don't get that no more.
yeah,
You don't get that because I told them straight up after this I'm gonna go to a record store. I need to find this actual album
yeah.
because Detroit got all the records.
That's
So I was
dope.
like, I need to go. to this record store and get this record. You know, so yeah, Chris, man,
That's
it's
dope. That's dope. And you know, for the people out there that you know are using different types of because now people could produce right on their DAW. People bang it out on MPCs. People make stuff on phones that even though the old school version of me doesn't want to accept iPad and iPhone production, they be making some heat. You know what I'm saying?
right,
The end result is what matters. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So take us into your process. What do you produce on?
So I use my bag is out there. I have my bag. I use a machine, MK.
Yeah,
So I use a machine. Sometimes when I use FL Studio in machine, sometimes I might use Cool Edit
yeah,
with mouse and a keyboard. Um, Sometimes I might go to my friend's building or whatever, and they got a PA system. I play drums, keyboard a little bit, whatever, and they might layer some stuff out. Um, so sometimes I might collab with my fellow brother that's, standing there looking proud of me, man. We just build, So that's stuff that I use. So available. FL Studio, definitely. That's like the end result
yep.
for all myself. I have everything set up as a VST machine, all that to that program.
Okay. That's dope. Yeah, that's those are the little nuggets that
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Upcoming producers who love your production, hear your album, come across this, and then they get it behind the scenes on how you make that magic.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
that's really, really dope.
yeah, man. So yeah, man, it's a lot right now because like early this year, it just everything just popped out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, like what I'm getting all this recognition like out of nowhere, and and it's like it's a lot. I'm embracing a lot. I mean, I'm in Detroit right now,
That's
and I'm
dope.
still embrace that. You know, um, great people. Like I said, once again, man, I keep reiterating, great people, beautiful people. Like if you was here 5 years, I wish I was here in person 5 hours ago. It's a beautiful moment. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah. That's dope. Now, you know, you mentioned when we talked about the upcoming Jazoe project that you're going to be performing it on the stage with them, right? Talk to us about, you know, there's a part of you that's the beat maker, producer, creating these amazing albums, and then there's the DJ part of you, right? And you know, keeping it live, and there's a difference between club DJ and performance DJ on stage, right?
right.
Take us through those different skill sets that you have and what it's like with you, for instance, when you're going to be on stage with Jazoe, the role that you play in that joint. And shout out to XP the Markxman up in the comments right there. Salute.
Oh, so hey, quick question, if you don't mind. I would like to bring XP on here so he can also speak his mind on the Black.
Yeah,
So if you don't mind, I'd like to bring him
bro,
up. So you can,
that'd be amazing because we opened this up talking about his album, right?
right,
The
right.
album.
So so XP
Bring
jump
him
in.
in if
He
you
gonna let you know,
can.
huh?
Yeah, let's bring him in if you can. Can you bring him in right there?
I think you can bring him in because you can
All
get
right,
it.
XP, we're gonna try to bring you in right here.
So, but now, so when it comes to DJing, DJing for what he need, my main thing for Jazoe is to make sure it's cohesive.
Yeah,
Make sure it's a rhythm. I gotta pay attention to the vibe, pay attention to what's going on out there. I gotta go off his energy because you never know. I might have to run it back. I might have to stop or do. I gotta really pay attention. But my job for that night is to, of course, we're performing.
yeah,
DJing is really performing. It's like if somebody's rapping live, it's like performing live.
yeah,
Uh, so I got to make sure I got every step right. Every step right. Of course, have fun,
yeah,
but also paying attention. It's kind of hard DJing a little bit. But
yeah,
if you just DJing, this it's kind of different. It's kind of different because I see a lot of these guys, man, they can DJ. I'm like, wow, like how you switch this song to this song, and this song to that song. But it's all about having fun and keeping it cohesive, reading the room. So that's hopefully I answer your question.
absolutely. in the background while you were doing that,
Yeah.
we were bringing in the MiJo right
Oh,
there.
oh man.
What up with that boy
What up?
So Cali,
Hey,
man?
I'm in Detroit, man.
What up, Chris? What's
What up,
cracking?
Jules? Good, my brother. What's good? What an honor to have you on XP the Markxman, my bro. When we opened this interview up with SoCal, we opened it up talking about black and brown business.
Oh, that's
So
what's up. That's
it's
what's up.
beautiful that you're here with us right now. From a
Yeah.
producer perspective, he talked to us about, working with you, working with BroGawd. Maybe you could talk to us about the project also. It's a magnificent project.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. It's it's a SoCal production. He he was the conduit, between me and BroGawd and man, he uh laid out the landscape for us and we just went in, man. And I think we do have a dope uh, uh you know cohesive project, East and West, Black and Brown. So it's something that I I want to call almost like it's something like a bridge, like a bridge that got made, man. And we're just highlighting the whole Black and Brown unity aspect to it, and the East and West, and just really combining those two worlds together to create the Black and Brown, whole project. But man, he did his thing with the beats, and that was basically it, man. We just went in on that shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dope
for sure.
project. Vinyl available now, right? So it's a limited run vinyl.
Yes,
You were
sir.
talking about that also.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. We got the vinyl cracking. From what I know, we're gonna have tapes and CDs happening real soon as well. And hopefully, we could do some shows behind it and just keep the run and the momentum moving,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, it feels that right now, specifically, a lot of the things happening politically, it just feels like the timing of that album couldn't have been planned even more perfect. I mean, it's just a perfect project for this moment in time.
Word up. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it too, man. I feel like BroGawd, he's young and he's bringing this whole new amplified energy into the project, and honestly, man, once I got to really listen to the whole project afterwards, I was like, man, this fool bro's really spitting some shit on here, man, and the beats are up to par. The verses are crazy, the hooks are crazy, and yeah, man, I really think that we might have to double back on that one, and give them a part two with it. But we'll see how it goes,
Yeah.
Definitely,
That's
man.
so dope. Yeah, yeah, I think that there's definitely people interested in that. We were talking also about how that came together, and we had to talk about the MiJo tape,
Oh, the
right?
MiJo tape as well.
Yeah, maybe you
Yeah,
could talk to us about
yeah,
the MiJo tape too, that original connection.
yeah, yeah. Well, shit, man. I feel like as we were working on Black and Brown, SoCal, kind of had this whole idea, behind it, and I think as I was working on that, I was also working on the MiJo tape simultaneously, just to keep the mind moving. And the reason why it came out before is because I feel like we did obviously um, shorter track lists, but I think it was pretty much like a stepping stone into the Black and Brown movement. Just like a little offering, that we wanted to give the people and the culture, before we dropped the Black and Brown, man. And I feel like that tape is really dope. We did the vinyl for that. We're still working that. We're still getting on playlists. So it's I feel like SoCal really has those beats that I want to rap to
Yeah,
at this point. Professionalism's there, the sound is there. So yeah, man. Uh, the MiJo tape, that was the stepping stone into the Black and Brown movement, man.
that's so dope,
But
man.
yeah, man, I just wanted to pop in, show my man some love.
Thank you,
I
brother.
tapped in. Always love to you, man. For the
Thank
platform.
you.
But I don't want to take any more of my man's time. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I know I really want to pick his brain too. You know what I mean? So
yeah. XP, my brother, you are a legend. You are
Appreciate you, man.
an MC that's separate from the work and everything that you've done. I love listening to your music, my brother. It's an honor to
I
have you
appreciate
pop
you,
in
man.
here and you know what I'm saying.
Definitely.
Give us some time.
All love, man. All love. I'm
Thank you,
still gonna
brother.
tune in, man. Hey, man. Much love to y'all.
All
I'll,
right, bro.
I'll tap in with y'all soon, man.
All right,
All
for
right, my
real, man.
brother. Salute.
All right, G's. Peace.
Peace.
Peace, peace. How dope is that, man?
Man,
Yeah,
I love that, man. I love that brother, man. I love him to death, man.
yeah.
So,
Now, I mean the talent level, but then just as a person, right? He's just like so solid.
yeah, man, he's solid. And the funny thing is about the project, MiJo Tape, the one thing that stood out of the MiJo Tape, I was about to tell him, is I made him laugh in the project because I did the vocals, like the radio personnel, the person that called in on the phone. Hey, I like him. I like what you're doing. I like your motherfucker. Like he always say that, and he be busting out laughing. Like that's his favorite part of the whole album.
Right,
So
you did the Dr. Dre DJ Yella on the
yeah,
NWA.
so
You did the Colin.
right. So I did that. I did the Good Morning Los Angeles. This is your boy DJ Who Do You. Like that was me. Like I did all that. I wanted to give so I wanted to well you know that's how LA was growing up listen. That's what you
Yeah,
listen to. I
yeah,
wanted to give the Muggs vibe, the Doggy Style vibe. I wanted to give the Soul Assassin vibe. I wanted to give the DJ Khalil vibe. It was so many different vibes. Definitely working with like somebody like XP
yeah,
that's like it will think of like the individual skits. It will make sense. Like okay, it was for uh an African American MC.
yeah,
It would be like oh okay, you know, it hits different when it's for a Vato. It's like,
yeah,
oh, you listen to that too? Like,
yeah,
you get it too? Like, yes, so that project, the MiJo Tape was very, very special.
yeah.
Awesome. And, and I'm glad that, so he said yes. I knew he was going to say yes it's how I did it though. HP don't say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Very, he's very bougie when it comes to
Yeah.
beats
Yeah.
because of his standard and the work he put in.
Yeah.
So so for me to get him to say yes in a short amount of time with an amount of beats, I did it to where I did the skits and I did the freestyle, I did the call in, but I put it from pre intro all the way to the last track, and then I served and I delivered it to him. So all he had to do was press play, and he can hear it all cohesive. He's like, "Yo, let's work." It's
That's so dope. So you gave him like a prefabricated house. All he
basically
had to do was furnish it with his style.
exactly, and that's where I'm learning this from the OGs is doing this. That's all it takes is sometimes take when you want to custom tailor something, tailor made something, tailor made it for real.
Yeah.
What the it means? You gotta go all the way with it. I really had to study XP where the verse where he did the freestyle on the radio station. That's the young XP before the hair.
Yeah.
That's when his octave was up. That's when he was wilding out. I want more. I want the people today to hear that more because they know him laid back. He's gonna bar. He's
Yeah.
gonna talk that talk. But y'all don't know this XP. Let me bring to mind who this XP is, and that's what I'm trying to give him. I want him to show the album based on what made him become the MiJo. These are the elements.
That's good.
These
Yeah,
are
that's
the
so
elements
dope.
why he's the MiJo. He can fuck you up from the intro song where he's meditating. He's in deep thought and he's just pouring out to you. He's talking to you as Joseph right now.
Yeah.
And the ambulance, he's back to XP. Like it can get dark that quick, you know. And then, but it's very, I try to keep it, you know, Mexicans culture, the Mexican
Yeah.
culture, you know. That's why I had Eddie Girl like, order they meet outside, or I wanted to keep because 90% of his, damn near 100% of his fans are Mexican.
Yeah.
Definitely from LA or Cali. So it's more on giving him
Yeah.
that. Like, This is what makes him the MiJo.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell him how you become the MiJo in your way.
Good, man.
Yeah, man. It's
What? Yeah, you're so good at creating, of knowing the artist that you're working with, and creating that music for them, a
right.
soundscape that's for his. That's, you can't take that and give it to another artist. That's his.
Right. Correct. Correct. So that's all it is, man. And I had to. It took some up and downs. It'd be some times where, hey man, you gave him my beat, or hey man, that was my beat, and I'd be like, my bad, my bad. Because I was so unorganized with so many beats. It's like my bad, you know. But as you start to, it's another thing that most producers that I had to learn also. You know, when you move up, it's a certain type of catering you have to do. You know, you have to, like Miss Book said earlier to me, you know, it's very important to the producer and the artist to have a relationship before moving forward with a project. They got to be one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I should be able to know this, that, the third. I have to be organized. I have to be okay. She's the type of person that she wants to take her time, kick her shoes off, kick back, drink her water, write it right, just give her a moment, you know. But when she's ready for a next beat, now when she say next beat twice, okay, maybe the BPM is slow. Okay, let me go in and find some beat, make something else that's a little up tempo.
Yeah.
It's catered. She should not have to ask. It should be there already.
Yeah.
That's how a producer have to cater to a artist. That's why uh,
So
Guru and what's his name?
Premiere.
And Premier was working well together. That's why CL Smooth and Pete Rock work well together. That's why Dre and Snoop work well together. Chase Infinite, DJ Khalil work well together. You know what I'm saying? They cater to the artists. So
That's dope. That's dope. My
yeah,
brother, so much knowledge. What a dope interview. We opened it up talking about the new release that just dropped, Black and Brown Business, available everywhere now. Vinyl available in the bio, the link in your bio. We had XP himself jump in here,
yeah.
talk about that project, the MiJo Tape. Man, you went through and shared with us so much work you got coming out, so many irons, in the fire. And then you specifically took some time to unpack the Lonely Wolf project with Jazoe coming out. You're in Detroit making major moves right now. As we start to wrap up, you share so many gems with us. Any shout outs you want to give? Any last, things you want to touch on before we wrap it up?
A shout out to um my wife and my kids. Shout out to Mark Griffin, my cousin. Shout out to everybody in the West, Midwest, and East Coast, man. And shout out to people like yourself. Shout out to you, man, for even taking the time out to
Thank
interview
you, my
me,
brother.
man. I really appreciate it. Taking time to listen to because these masterpieces I'm creating. I mean, it seems like it's flawless, but it really blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you for acknowledging that, and what you're doing not only for me, for other artists, also for other MCs or
Thank you,
producers.
bro.
Um, definitely coming from where we come from, and that's really big, man. I really appreciate you for that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. My bro, we're gonna run it back. You got so much work coming. You know what I'm saying? We'll do this in the future when some of these drop. Truly an honor to build you today. What a special interview. We had guest appearances, you know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of work already, completed, but what you got coming in 2025 and 2026 is gonna be amazing, my bro.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you having me on your platform, brother, for real.
Thanks so much, SoCal. Build you soon, my man. Peace.